So I've been working on getting a couple things ready. I've made and finished my electronics chassis. So I've got it completely built. I've gone ahead and added the Ardupilot, the APM. I've also added the GPS and compass. They're both inside the one module. And I've added the platform and the mounting for the camera. I'm not going to put any more. I'm going to go bare bones. Again, being a novice at this, rather than put all the electronics on, find out then that I've got some issues and I crash the plane, lose the plane, get it stuck in a tree. I don't want to have all my electronics, cameras and stuff in my plane. So I'm going to, again, do this somewhat incrementally. So I've got the chassis done. I mentioned in my last video that one of the issues I was running into, that this chassis was designed for the Bixler 1.0 and I have the Bixler 2. And so one of the mods I made then was getting this chassis to fit into the fuselage. So let me show you that. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, get rid of the paper. It made it a little bit easier for you to see what was going on with the black chassis. So here's what I've done. I've gone ahead and cut out this. This was originally angled up higher. So I've removed a piece out of here, a little bit out of the front. The idea then is that this will then better fit into the opening. So you can see there, came out pretty good. Looks like it's going to work quite well. Another thing that I did related to getting this in here was, one of my concerns was that the front end, there was nothing really holding it down. So I have not yet glued my fuselage together yet. So what I ended up doing was taking and adding a couple pieces of foam. This one here is primarily to act as a spacer so I don't get any side-to-side movement. The bigger block here is to hold down the front end. So my chassis then, when I go to put it in, goes in underneath and then will sit underneath that larger block. So that's going to hold that nose of that chassis down. So that was one of the mods that I made on here. Another one I made that I mentioned I was going to do on this chassis was eliminate the bottom opening. So I still need to tape that over, and I'll do that once I have the fuselage completely assembled. But I went ahead and added an opening, air opening, up on the top, so sort of like a scoop. I've kept it minimal in size, certainly in comparison to the bottom opening. And I'm going to watch and check the temperature of different components and airflow and see how that ends up working. So for right now, I'm going to leave it that size. So again, a couple of mods I made then was the scoop, cut out the opening for my electronics chassis, and then added some spacers and blocking in there to better hold that. What I'm thinking right now for holding the chassis down, it did come with some very strong magnets, but I'm hesitant to use those in this airframe for a number of reasons. First of all, I've got my compass there, and I don't want any magnets near that compass. Now I could certainly locate some down below, but again, I'm going to try to stay away from that. What I'm looking at is possibly connecting an elastic band, whether it be a rubber band or like a bungee kind of cord, to this post that only serves there to keep your screws from getting lost as you connect the wings. So go from here back over to my chassis. However, I'm also thinking, since I'm going to have my telemetry unit on here and I've got battery power for my FPV video, I'm looking at possibly using this to house one of the batteries. Main battery for the airplane's prop up here, but another battery trying to keep my CG back a little bit further. Obviously everything will be balanced, but maybe give me a little bit more flexibility. So I may remove this tube so that I have access to that space. If I do that, then I may have to connect my bungee further back, which can make it a little bit awkward if I'm trying to pull it and connect it and hold it onto my chassis so that everything stays in place. But again, I'll see how that works out and let you know and keep you up to date on the videos. So my next step, I've already started a little bit here. I'm going to start adding my servos in. get those all connected up and in my wings and that. So again, I'll keep you up to date. Please subscribe, and if any comments, please add them. Thank you.